Okay.
Go Tigers, chopping it out of the rough.
Well, he was already struggling. He was +2. Then he got a birdie on number 6. So I'm trying to avoid watching it. So turn around. No, we're not watching it right now. I'm recording the first part of it because I don't want to know what's happening so far.
All
So
Way to go,
right,
JJ.
but you
thanks a
already
lot for
know.
ruining it. I know that's what I'm trying to avoid, but you're turning around watching it. Like I can see the score. Harris English is 2 under right now. Turn your
Turn
TV
your
off. Thank
camera.
you.
Well, I have a laptop. It has a big screen.
So this is episode 29 of the Golf Performance Group podcast, another solo edition. I'm your host, Lebronald Palmer. We also have
JJ Wood.
And
And
Taylor
Cusack.
Cusack.
So
Hey.
when are you all going to come up with official nicknames? And I say that because since JJ is a local celebrity, and our thumbnail for the pod this week is going to be JJ's local celebrity, highlighted by the South Texas PGA. They made this full photo of him hitting what it looks like a.
It was only the only green I missed in that tournament. That's why I was out of the bunker.
Oh, no.
Looks like a rough or a bunker shot that he's hitting out of. So can you tell us how it feels to be a celebrity, 1, and 2, why don't you have a nickname that you can use for the podcast yet?
It's been kind of tough with you saw the paparazzi last week around me, and so I had to call Taylor to, get some tips on how to live your life this way. It's pretty difficult, kind of creates some anxiety, but I deal with the messages. I get to my Instagram messages and respond, to keep my fans happy. But it's been fun, overall.
I mean, so what are your plans when you raise this trophy next week on the 22nd? Can I come do media? Can I come take photo and video of you raising this trophy on the 22nd?
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
You'll have to wear your mask,
That's
most
fine.
likely. So
That's fine.
I drove up Monday, play a practice round because I get kind of lazy on Sundays, and our tournament starts this coming Monday.
Yes.
So I don't like to always play practice round. So I went and practiced on the 18th green, waving and holding the trophy. Because Carlos said you have to see it before you can do it. And I haven't done that before. And that's why I haven't won. So I did it.
Taylor, do you have any tips? I mean, since you're our resident celebrity, and since JJ is an emerging celebrity, do you have any tips for him to control his groupies and or fanatics? What would you suggest?
I mean, it's hard to practice at these section events. All the groupies that are around me on the putting green. I feel like Tiger. I got to have him roped off, and I got to have a little security. The other players don't know which people are security. It's got to be a secret.
You need to have security. I always have security with me. I mean, usually you can't tell who it is, but they're hiding somewhere, so nobody can usually get to you. And you got to feel kind of that, I want to wave. I want to wave at the crowd, and I want to say, hey, but at the same time, don't look at me because I'm famous.
Yeah. Do you look them in the eyes?
I'm just kidding. I'm just
kidding. Do you look them in the eyes, or do you kind of just look at a certain spot like their nose, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, how do you handle that?
You have to make eye contact.
What if you have all these groupies though that I have at section events? I mean, they're everywhere. I can't look at all of them in the eyes, but I want them all to feel special.
Well, then you're going to have to come up with a way that you're going to have to make them feel special. Get them in a group and just look at each and every single one of them and just talk to them.
Yeah,
the hardest part for guys is talking to girls.
How many autographs should he do, though? That's my question. I mean,
well, the thing is, I got to get an autograph first. I don't even know how to do one because I only have a few letters in my name. It's really awkward.
Yeah, I mean, JJ
but I don't know
is
what to go. I just
simple
go
autograph.
JW because JJ is, I'm kind of like Oprah. I'm kind of emerging in that way where, you just know me by my first name.
I agree. Yeah. You're a multimedia celebrity at this point.
I mean, there's JJ Watt in Houston, but people mostly think of me as the golf instructor, JJ.
You need to just sign JJ, and it's super confident. Sign that hat and give it back and say, thanks
but
for coming.
Should I do cursive?
And then look to the next.
But why does he need to make that face, though?
Thanks for coming. You got to practice facial features.
Wait, Breon. So Breon, you could probably relate to how I feel at section events when I'm trying to putt. Have you ever played at Texas Tech when you're on the football team? Did you guys go to Texas?
No. I've never been to Lubbock and played. But give me your example, and I'll tell you if I feel that similar.
Well,
Go ahead.
I hear that they throw frozen tortillas and they hit a lot. Like you got to wear your helmets and stuff. It's like it's kind of scary. I mean, sometimes I feel that way with some of the groupies that come out.
I have never heard of a frozen tortilla story from the number of friends of mine who have played at OU. I've never heard the frozen tortilla story.
So
never.
I don't want to bring up an ex-girlfriend, but she was a cheerleader at OU and she went to Tech, and she's like, she got hit in the head and started crying with the frozen. So that's my story. So I know it actually happened.
Well, I can say you probably won't get golf balls thrown at you because you're going to be on the golf course.
I'm going to cheat because I found a Cherry Coke Zero. These are hard to find. So whenever I got to cheat on my Diet Coke plan.
And again, let's jump right into some topics.
Back to reality.
Since we've got our celebrity, we've got two celebrities, one full-blown celebrity with Taylor, an emerging celebrity. I just want to jump off, since we're a celebrity-driven podcast, let's get right into our guest wish list of what other celebrities we would like to join us before we jump into regular golf talk, because that's really what matters. Who should we allow on the platform while we're an emerging group of celebrities as well? Give me y'all first idea.
I would really like the Orange Whip inventor. That's a great training aid. So I'd like to have him on. You're freezing up on me, Brian.
Yeah, my thing messed up. Go ahead, keep going.
I mean, I hear he loves the 80s, and he has like a mansion in South Carolina, and it's all 80s decor, and he even has a guest house that's all 80s. So I think we should bring him on and see if we can get an invite.
To his guest house.
Were you born in the 70s or 80s? 60s, 70s?
I was born 1980. 1980.
Oh, crap. Someone born in my decade is 40? Oh, man.
Yes, I am the oldest millennial. I am the oldest millennial.
I don't really consider us. I mean, we're like hybrids. Because we know we know old school, we know new school, kind of. Like, we can figure it out, We're not like Taylor, where it's like instinctual to like Snapchat filter, like, all that stuff. So that's why we bring Taylor. That's where Taylor, fills a.
That's why we had to bring Taylor in. Yes.
Yeah, we had to bring her in because that was a big.
Now, Taylor, give us a guest that you would, a wish list that you would think would be a good guest for us. What's your idea?
I think Darren Williams would be really great because I've been at the Byron Nelson, the Diamond Resort, where he's been playing in celebrity tournaments. He loves golf. He's a member down at Dallas National and plays all the time. I follow him on Instagram, and he's kind of the best of both worlds. He played basketball. Now he loves and plays golf. So I think we could get a good perspective on a lot of different things if he came on.
That sparked a question I have. So being a celebrity and primarily promoting on Instagram, can you please go into your phone settings and see how many hours a day you are on Instagram? Because I just watched a social media documentary on the average. I want to see what yours is.
Since I'm on my cell phone right now, I can't, but I will.
Okay, yeah. Will you please submit that to us so we can add it into the podcast later? Because there's a social dilemma. Did you watch The Social Dilemma?
I haven't. No.
Then there's another one, The Hack.
I have watched it.
I mean, we're going to have a civil war here pretty soon with people like Taylor. I don't know. Which ads are you guys seeing? I mean, what are you guys seeing? Are you guys seeing pro Hillary or pro Trump? I mean, because we're obviously seeing different stories.
I don't see any of that. I don't talk politics.
Yeah.
Well, neither do I,
so
but apparently my friends do. And so it goes to me, and I, whatever.
I see.
It probably goes to you.
So you're just a middleman. You're middle of the road. You have friends on both sides.
Yes, I am in a good lane to where I can have conversations with anybody about almost any topic. Obviously, from golf to hip hop, from Trump to Biden, from McDonald's to Ruth Chris. Like, I'm kind of in the middle of everything. So that's kind of where I'm at.
But Ruth Chris
that's
only
a great
like
place
once
to
a
be.
year, McDonald's like once a week.
I eat McDonald's 4 days a week. So
Oh God!
Shut up! You do not.
You would not be alive.
I still do it. I'm telling you. 2 double quarter pounders.
My
plain meat and cheese,
17-year-old
large fries.
self
That's my
My
meal. And 20-piece
17-year-old self
McNugget.
would be so disappointed in you.
I know, but look, how do you think I keep this stellar body going? It's
My
McDonald's. This is a
36-year-old
body built
self
by
is
McDonald's.
disappointed in you. When I was 17, I went to McDonald's.
Well, too
It
bad.
just
He was
grosses me
telling
out.
me not to.
Yes,
It grosses me out after watching like that pink slimy stuff that's actually you think is your cheeseburger or chicken nugget.
It's so
not.
nutritious.
Jeez.
Do as I say, not as I do. The pink slime has built my body over 40 years, and I'm still kicking right now. So that's how it works.
So,
I mean,
Breon,
yeah.
let's talk about what celebrity you want on the podcast.
Oh yeah. So my celebrity, and I mentioned her the other day, long drive champion, Troy Mullins.
Oh yeah.
I would like her to
I
come up just
I
because
could
I
probably
want
text
to.
George and see if he works with her still.
I want to know about her golf beginnings because from what I read, she started in track and field. And I want to know what the transition was from starting golf as an adult because I kind of started golf as an adult as well. And I want to know how she was able to go from track and field to now being probably one of the biggest golf influencers because it's hard. If you didn't start golf early, I mean, I've known Taylor for a long time. Taylor was out there with her dad at a 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old. You were a kid out there. So you picked up the game. It's much more difficult when you're an adult to pick up the game. So I wonder if she was more of a natural. I mean, obviously she's athletic. So I just kind of want to, pick her brain and see how that worked as well.
And she has a beautiful natural swing. And let's talk about powerful. I mean, there's a reason she's a long drive champion. Mm-hmm. She gets through the ball and it's insane to watch her play.
Definitely. So you're our three people that we just mentioned. What's the Orange Whip guy's name? What's his name?
Jim Hackenberg,
Darren Williams, and Troy Mullins. We are going to contact you.
But if we could get like Tiger or DJ, I'd probably go with one of them too.
No, I don't. We don't need Tiger. We don't need.
It'd be kind of cool.
I mean, not right now. Look, Tiger
you're way off the Tiger bandwagon. Yeah, when I first met you, you're all about him.
I mean, look, I ride with winners. Tiger had to win, so I need.
He won a Masters last year. He's only played like two events since.
That's his fault.
How difficult do you guys think that Tiger is going to be playing right now? He's got a fuse back. The weather's getting cold. I mean, it's going to be a little difficult for him with the U.S. Open.
He'll figure it out. He's Tiger. He can do whatever he wants. But I do, before I forget, I have a great advice for Breon if you really want to break in as an adult, starting golf as an adult. The guy side of golf, it's not that, exciting. So you might have to transition because we were actually talking about that the other day and go on the ladies tour. And then you'll hit it really far and then you might get some publicity.
So you want me to Joanna man
but it's not realistic to do it in a man's game because there's too many guys that hit it far and you're not that maybe you'd be a good looking woman.
Look, this is I'm not even gonna comment on him wanting me to Joanna.
The reason we were talking about it is because I think it was last year there was a guy that transitioned, like a pretty large male born. He identifies as a lady, and so he
where did this conversation just go?
I have no clue.
Taylor,
I'm just telling you that he did it.
Taylor,
so
where did this conversation just go? Where did it go?
I tried to talk about the U.S. Open and Tiger, and he went into Breon joining
I thought we were supposed to be educational
tour
and give advice here. That's what I was trying to do. Bring
Open.
A little substance to the podcast.
U.S. Open today. Of course, everyone will get this audio today as well, so they'll know that. A little inside baseball. We do kind of have an idea of what's going on, but I did make some bets before the U.S. Open started. All right, so I want to get y'all opinion before. Go ahead, JJ.
He gave the finger.
Did you see that kid, that amateur, is like leaving?
I don't want to tell me anything about the U.S. Open right now. I just want to tell you the bets. So here are my bets, and y'all tell me if you think I did okay. I made some long shot odds for people to win the tournament. So tell me if you think I'm crazy. These are just people first to win the tournament, long shot. I picked Abe Answer. He was 100-1 to win. So
Abe Answer? Seriously?
Yes. I'm not going to call him Abraham. I'm not going to call him Abraham. I'm calling him Abe. So I picked him. I'm calling him Abe. That's how I like to say his name. So I picked him 100-1. Do you think that's a solid bet? He's kind of out of the normal
I
top
mean,
10
he's never
guys.
won on tour. He's never won on tour.
This is
But
the kind of
let's
tournament that would
pencil him
happen.
in for the major championship.
As
I would say
Taylor mentioned,
yes.
Taylor gave me a
That's
crazy stat. What was it? This the first time in
107 or 109 years that the
107.
U.S.
go
This is
ahead,
my
Taylor.
stat.
Finish.
My stat.
I
That the
know, but
U.S. Open
you
has
already
been
picked,
played in September.
you
So
already
with
picked
that,
Breon's brain for how many years 1913 to 2020 was. So it's
so
107. I know you're not very good at math.
so from that from that alone, I think some random stuff is going to happen. So that's why I picked him as one of my potential winners.
I'll
Another
bet.
one that I picked, of course, is the guy that I always pick, Daniel Berger.
Oh,
Daniel
yeah.
Berger was like 30 to 1. I think that's good odds for a guy like Daniel Berger, 30 to 1. And then just in hearing some interviews, I picked Mark Hubbard, who was 100 to 1. And he's been playing well over the last like 5 events. So I just took a flyer on him. So those were my 3 overall winner bets. What do y'all think of those bets off? Just thinking of them up front.
So
I like
I've been
Daniel
go
Berger.
ahead.
Go ahead,
I like
Taylor.
Daniel Berger. Answer is a little far-fetched, but I can understand.
Yeah, but
Look,
USGA is known to have pretty terrible setups, like where it kind of turns into goofy golf, and you will see that random winner that
Yes.
you never hear from again. Like they're doing a deal on Phil's, how he just ruined himself at Winged Foot, whatever.
yep.
First off, did you see? Okay, I'm 36 and I'm at my fattest of my life, but Phil was 36, and I did not realize how plump he was.
Oh,
Did
Phil
you?
used to be like 270 pounds playing
Yeah,
golf.
Not nice.
not 270. That's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you.
Phil
Come
was
on.
Phil was like 270, man. Like those
He had the
old
bell-bottom
pictures.
jeans on or
His
pants, whatever.
neck was like out to here. It was ridiculous. Yeah, those old pictures were
He was
ridiculous.
roiding like Bryson. Bryson's kind of getting that way. And then, oh yeah, so I've been listening to this new show on PGA Tour Radio with Mike. What's his name? The little guy at caddy for Omar, made his way to ESPN.
Oh,
Mike.
yeah, I know what
He
you're talking
did
about. I
he,
know his name. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a show with Pat Perez like at night, but now he does it with some gambling expert, maybe Jason Sobel. That's
Yep,
a
from
golf
the
guy, but
Action
maybe that
Network.
guy.
Yeah, from the Action
Yeah,
Network.
but so now I'm getting the bug to gamble. But what I'm going to do is write a list of who I really think, and then get on the app and pick the opposite. So then I think I'll become rich. But
There you go.
he was talking about. I'm thinking Abe might be a good pick because he was talking about like Webb Simpson for top 10 players in the world. I don't know if he still is, but around that category, he hits it shorter than all those guys, but he hits it so straight that his total driving is better, and the rough's so thick they need someone that hits it like medium far but super straight. And I'm wondering if Abe is kind of like that. Do you know that?
Medium far.
No, Abe is what I'm going to call him. So that
He
is
misses fairways and short, or what? That's not a good combo either.
okay. And then these are the bets that I made for today. And I'm not going to tell you who I picked, but I want to see what your opinion would be. These are what they call a 3-ball, where whoever wins the first round out of this group, you win the money. Okay. So the first one was Hideki, Patrick Reed, and Jordan Spieth. Who would you pick out of those 3 as your first round winner? Taylor, I'm going to go to you first.
Reed. Oh, sorry. I forgot I wasn't Taylor.
Taylor, I'm going to you first.
Anyways, I would go with JJ. I would say Patrick Reed.
Okay. I picked Jordan Spieth. So
Why?
just
I can
because
see that.
it's just a first round. Look, all I need him to do is win the first round. Not the whole tournament, just the first round. So I picked Jordan Spieth. All right, next one was Hal the Third, Max Homa. And I don't know if y'all even remember this guy, but from years ago, Ryo Ishikawa, he had came over, took
I
the
do.
world by storm for a little bit, and then now he's terrible. So that was the 3 there. Who would you
Taylor,
pick out of
please
those
tell
3?
me you know who Ishikawa is.
I do. I remember the name, but I don't remember
You're
him too
smiling
much.
like I don't really.
No, I do. I remember him, but I don't remember him too much. I mean, he was relevant, a couple years ago?
He
Like
hasn't
10
been
years
relevant.
ago.
He was good when he first came on. I remember he was the first person that had like the colorful shafts and stuff like that.
He was winning over in Japan on the Japanese tour when he was like 17. And so he was like, it's crazy because then like Hideki didn't have that much pub that young, but then Hideki's the one that became the superstar.
Is he the player that had to go back and he had to be enlist?
No, that was I don't want to lie, but that wasn't him.
But you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Sangmoon Bay or something.
Something
that
like
was Korea. It was
okay.
Come on, get your
get our countries together. Okay, so who do y'all
I'm
pick?
Sorry, I would say Max Homa.
Okay, who did you say, JJ?
I can't remember who we were talking about.
Homa,
Ishikawa,
Hal III, or Ishikawa.
I want to say Ishikawa just because it's Ishikawa.
And see, I picked Homa also, so hopefully that's a good one. And then the last one, Jim Herman, Thomas Peters, and Justin Thomas was in that group as well. So who would you pick?
Justin Thomas.
But see, Jim Herman has the craziest odds to win that one.
Yeah, I'll go with him just because it's basically he has nearly no chance probably.
And that's what I did. Yeah, so I think
so the return would be pretty good.
I think Taylor's probably right.
Justin Thomas is favored.
Yeah,
I think
to win the event. Yeah,
I would think Justin Thomas, but with the odds, I would have to say Herman because there's probably not a good return if Thomas does. So take a risk.
Yeah. So
what do you? I got a question. So it's 5 inches of thick rough. Like everybody has been talking about how crazy it is. What do you think the lowest score is going to be on day 1?
I thought you were going somewhere else with that 5 inches of thick.
Stop.
Thick. Rough. So
you're now taking applications for a new host.
You had a good opening. It got me engaged.
Intrigued.
Then I forgot I didn't hear what you said after that. About rough.
What do you think? Rough. What do you think the lowest round is going to be on day 1? With how tough this course is.
2 under.
That surprises me.
I think even.
That's what I was gonna say. I think even.
Well, I have a little head start because I saw that kid in.
You're not.
Well, you guys saw too. You guys saw.
Listen,
you knew Tiger had 2 bogeys.
JJ, the way post-production works is we have to make it seem like we haven't seen any of the tournament because I'm putting this out today.
My TV in the corner.
I'm gonna crop that out. You are. I'm gonna crop your TV out of the video.
Oh, so our conversation about you could see the golf and all that wasn't a part of the podcast?
That was in the beginning. I was going.
You're making more work for Breon right now. Way to go, JJ.
Oh, I got thousands of videos I need to edit, so I'll just throw those in too.
No, so just pick your winner right now. JJ, who do you think your winner is? We talked about it some last week, but today you got to put it on the pod. Who's your winner?
Rory.
Okay. Taylor, who's your winner?
John Rahm.
Ooh, and I said John Rahm too. I picked John Rahm too. So me and Taylor are.
When's the last time Rory won a major?
5 years ago.
So he's due, yeah.
5 years ago.
He's going to get that putter working. You know what's crazy? Last year on tour, he was top 5 in the world, and he was, I believe, dead last strokes gained putting.
I believe it. Yeah.
So for all those old school haters that say drive for show, putt for dough,
no, not at all.
He has a lot of money, and he can't putt.
And he can't putt at all. So here it is.
Sometimes he can.
So we're in September, and Taylor mentioned that stat about the U.S. Open. There is a bit of sports overload happening right now. For reference for everybody, NHL playoffs are going on right now. NBA, Eastern Conference, and Western Conference finals going on right now. NFL right now. College football, Big Twin coming back October 24th right now. They just had the U.S. women's and men's U.S. Open tennis right now. Golf, U.S. Open, right? There's almost, how do you prioritize?
I was about to say, what do you watch? What do you watch?
Yeah, I'm a huge NBA
there's so much going on.
You're a huge NBA fan?
Yeah, I prefer NBA to all sports.
Are you Thunder or Rockets? What are you?
I'm a Thunder fan, but I'm a LeBron fan first. So I'm a Thunder fan, but I'm a LeBron fan.
Hence the Lebronald.
Exactly. Hence the LeBron.
Oh, that's true. Arnold Palmer, rest in peace.
Yes. So how do you prioritize? Taylor, what are you watching? What's your sports consuming schedule? What are you doing?
Definitely watching golf, just because I'm a big golf fanatic. And then it would have to be football. Football next.
Did you watch the OU game on pay-per-view this last weekend?
I did not. I did
Yeah.
not. First off, why was it even on pay-per-view, which is ridiculous in the first place? But it was what, like 48-0?
Yeah, it was like 31-0 at the end of the first quarter. So it made
Yeah.
it worth the
Yeah.
$48.
Yeah. Did you watch it? How did you?
Yeah, I
Did
watched
you
the
get?
replay. I watched the
Oh,
replay.
replay. You didn't.
Yeah.
Was it pay per view?
It was pay-per-view.
What is
Yes.
that all about? What's this pay per view all about?
Well, we've got Sooner Sports Network, and that's the way that they pay their staff with the first two non-conference games usually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So those 10,000 people in the state of Oklahoma can watch the Sooner Sports Network.
Yeah, well, no, it's pay-per-view even in Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pay-per-view everywhere. Like those first two games generally are pay-per-view games, and they just support because we don't have the Longhorn Network that's like sponsored by ESPN.
How is that doing?
It's probably terrible because they haven't been winning.
Yeah, because they're terrible.
I know, right? Whoops!
Right around when they got that network, their football just went in the tank.
They got that network on the strength of Vince Young beating USC, and then after that, they've went downhill right after.
Well,
Right.
now they got another top 15 ranking to start the year, so we'll see.
And they'll finish 30th again like usual. JJ, what are you prioritizing for your sports? Obviously, we know that you're
Yeah, I
a
was
local
gonna say it looks like
celebrity,
golf.
but we know he's a local celebrity too. So in between
Yeah.
your appearances and autograph signings, how
I
are you
just
doing?
watched
I don't know how he has time.
I don't either. Explain
Taylor,
that to us
this is
also.
my time. I would say I watch videos of drills that I do in the lessons that day and think about editing them.
Of yourself.
And then, well, there's both of us, we're interacting. And then the KBO, I would say second, Korean Baseball Organization.
Oh, so you're watching the
So I know
6 a.m.
two
baseball
people
games? I know
Yeah,
you did tell me you knew one.
Oh yeah, there's some podcast guests that were major leaguers now playing the KBO. Is Tyler White played for the Astros, right? He was the guy who looked like Evan Gaddis and replaced him and hit like 600 for that month that he was replacing him. But then he got sent to the Dodgers. Now he's over. He just signed a deal like a month ago. And then my brother-in-law. But then I would say college football, then NFL football, then golf if I'm getting a little sleepy. Because that's a little soothing, just fall asleep.
You don't watch golf first.
No.
Why is it on your
I
TV
used to.
right now?
When you turn 30, well, it's a U.S. Open. So if it's a major, then the major.
You're
But then
watching
if
the major,
OU's playing and they're not 42-0 at the first quarter, I'll watch that. And then if we ever get the Charger games, I'll watch that. Oh, yeah. You know what I just found out? So I was always a Padres fan growing up. And I just found out yesterday they're good this year because I've so like Netflix with the Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that. I just before the age of 30, all I watched was Golf Channel and sports games and ESPN. Now it's just like Netflix, Prime, and that's about it.
So since you brought up Netflix, etc., let's give everybody a show to watch to give yourself a break from sports. So Taylor is clearly excited. So Taylor, go ahead. Us about your show that none of us are probably going to watch. We're gonna listen. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Oh. So okay, it isn't for everyone because of how crazy and kind of gory it is. I have gotten into Hannibal, which is kind of psycho. I know. I'm sorry. Everyone just looked at me like, okay, moving on.
You look like a Hannibal on the screen right now. Do you see her, Brianna? She frozen on yours too?
No, she's not frozen on mine.
No, it's just you. But I've seen The Butterfly Effect, Red Dragon. I mean, they're just classics and they're so good. Well, Netflix came and brought Hannibal, which is a little 3-season series. And it's you have to binge it. It's so good. And Breon's over here on his cell phone, not even paying attention to me.
I'm looking up the show I wanted to tell y'all because I couldn't remember the name. So that's what you get. See, there you go.
Anyway, it's a crime show. It's a murder mystery. You're always on the edge of your seat. So you at least have to watch one episode to try it.
No, I will definitely check. I haven't heard of Hannibal, but I'll check it out. Where is that at again?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix.
Breon, you said
but
to
it's
give everyone a Netflix show, and then you asked where was it at again?
No, I said you.
Come
I
on, pay
said you brought
attention.
up Amazon Prime and
Oh,
Netflix, so let's give people a show to watch. My
okay.
show is on Amazon Prime. That's why I had to look it up, and I wanted to make sure the second season started. It's called The Boys. It's
Oh,
oh, I've heard
basically
that's really
it's
good.
basically an X-rated comic book show, and it's incredible. So I encourage the first
comic.
season
Were
was
you into
good.
comic books when you were young?
I'm definitely into the Marvel comic books. I hadn't ventured much out of that. The Boys is one that I don't remember as a kid, but the show, the way they've done it, it's graphic in every
Yeah.
term. It's graphic, and so I encourage if you like that kind of, and not just graphic in terms of gore. It's just it's a graphic show, but it's good. It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. So I encourage everyone to watch The Boys. And I was checking to make sure because it's Amazon Prime, not Netflix. Go check that one.
What is your guys' all-time favorite Netflix show? Like all-time that's been on Netflix. It can be Blacklist as well. That's ABC. But
Criminal Minds.
okay, Breon, I haven't watched that yet, but I've heard that for a long time.
It's so good.
All-time favorite, something that I go back to.
So mine is Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy
of
was
course.
good. I don't know if I have an all-time favorite.
I mean, Jack was pretty hot. Wouldn't you say, Taylor? You know Jack? What the craziest thing is, he's actually Australian. And
I think I need to call your girlfriend. We need to have a little chat.
I don't have an all-time favorite.
I get
Netflix.
man crushes like quite often.
I don't have an all-time favorite Netflix, but my all-time favorite show is The Wire. So
I haven't heard of
The
that.
Wire? I've never heard of
The
that
Wire.
either.
The Wire.
A comic book or something?
No, it was on HBO. It's about Baltimore. It's about the dichotomy between the Baltimore Police Department and the drug syndicates in Baltimore.
Oh, I love those.
Oh, wow.
Did you watch the Narcos? Pablo Escobar?
It's Narcos, but in Baltimore.
Narcos
See,
is
I
close.
love crime shows. I love trying to figure it out and be the FBI agent that catches everything. When in reality, it's just a TV show.
Ever. And now that we know that Taylor wants to be an FBI agent, don't commit any crimes around her. I mean, that's what it is.
I'm undercover. Undercover.
You know how to get away with
wear
murder?
tie-dye and be undercover.
I'm blending in. I'm blending in.
You can't be an
I'm standing
Instagram
out all in one.
influencer and being an FBI investigator.
Kind of cool. Like I was like CIA, and you guys didn't really know.
I guess that's a pretty good disguise because
that is a pretty good disguise.
Reverse psychology. Yeah.
So
what's yours, JJ? JJ hasn't said
Sons
his
of
favorite.
Anarchy.
He
was
said
my
Sons
favorite.
of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy.
Currently, I'm watching How to Get Away with Murder. I know it's older. Well, actually, I think this most recent season might be 2020. But what's crazy is Olivia Pope from what was that show? Gosh, dang it! I'm ruining it. The President. Yeah. Anyways, Olivia Pope comes on. She does all the makeup, modeling for the commercials.
Oh, you're talking about where she was a fixer on that one show. She would fix everything for people.
Yeah, I can find it for you.
Yeah,
Olivia
I can't think of her
Pope.
name right now. I don't like her face though, so I don't watch that show.
I don't like her face.
She makes a weird face.
She has a beautiful face.
Every episode. No, she makes a Carrie.
Yeah,
Washington
she
is
does. She does.
She makes a
Breon, what's it look like? Make the face.
No, because it'll hurt my face to make it. But it's basically where Scandal. Yeah, basically her mouth disappears and it's all nose, and it's like a face that she.
No, I feel like she gets really big.
That's what it looks like. What JJ's doing right now, and that's been episode 29. Because once we got to JJ and Taylor making faces at the camera, I think that let us know that we've made it through. This episode. You didn't think y'all want to leave?
That was a very diverse. We had some diverse topics there.
That's what
we did. We talked about a lot. Yeah.
Look,
the podcast is for everyone, JJ.
Yes, we are. We are getting everyone under this umbrella, except JJ ruined it and talking golf when we're not supposed to be saying that we watched the Open. But other than that, we're good.
They're early. A lot's going to happen with that 5-inch thick rough.
And this has been episode 29
of the
Golf
see ya.
Performance Group podcast. We're out.